Welcome, everyone, to the MedSpa Accelerator Podcast, brought to you by Cassie Clinical Consulting and Everable Marketing, the go-to resource to learn the latest hacks and the best practices for marketing and growing a profitable medical aesthetics practice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the MedSpa Accelerator Podcast. I'm joined today with Mari Piling.
Hey.
And we got a cool, interesting, different episode for you guys today. Today actually marks the 1 year anniversary.
Yes. Yeah. So we're really excited because it's been a year since we started. It was September of last year.
Yes.
And I know, right?
I can't believe it's already been that long. It's insane.
Right. I know, me too. Well, we haven't had 52 episodes because we have taken a few breaks.
Yes.
But still, it's been an entire journey, and I'm loving it where we're at right now.
Yeah.
So for this episode, we wanted to kind of take it back a little bit.
Take you back into the history of who we are.
Of who we are as entrepreneurs, how Everable became to be, and how this podcast started. Yeah. So we wanted to bring you guys along to this journey, for you guys to get to know us a little bit better. And we'll talk a little bit more about our favorite episodes from the MedSpa, as well as what's next for us.
Nice. Well, let's dive right in.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you. Like, how did you start in this, entrepreneur business world?
I'll give you guys a short version. So
it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. So I've been an entrepreneur for almost a decade now. I've been going to maybe on my 9th year. But I mean, I guess it was something that was ingrained into me as being very young. Both my parents are entrepreneurs. My dad has had a wide array of projects that he's kind of developed and stuff like that. And my mom too. But my dad always kind of told me very young, he's like, why would you want to have a boss when you could be your own boss? I mean, as a teenager, you're kind of like, okay, whatever, Dad. And that wasn't, I never really paid much attention to it. But then as I remember being in college and then just start wanting to start my own business and stuff like that, it just kind of came naturally to me. And so I think it was just because of that upbringing from my family and stuff like that. So that was kind of like how I, being very young. But then my first business was actually at 21. I was still in college.
What was your first business?
Yeah, I was 21. I was still in college, and it was actually a magazine that we designed and produced with one of my best friends.
Oh, I should have brought it with me, so people that are watching the YouTube video can check it out.
Prior to starting my own magazine, I worked at a magazine place back at this small company, bunch of other college students, and we kind of had this cool kind of pop culture thing, talking about the local community. Local magazine. Yeah. And that's really where I learned. I honestly, when I went in there, I had no idea how to use the software. I studied design, but it was still early in my career. We both did. Yeah, we both did. But I had no idea how to do anything. And then they asked me if I could, and I said yes. I just went home, started watching YouTube, and I figured it out, But and then we both studied design. That's actually how we met.
Yeah, back in college.
Yeah, so that was awesome. She was dating somebody else at the time, and
oh gosh, is that how this is? That's a story for another day.
Yes.
But I was gonna say So how did two designers ended up with a marketing agency?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, I'll tell my part and then you can tell yours.
Okay.
So after after having the magazine for about 6 months, really the goal of that was to make it a platform to get to know other local businesses and professional services. And really just kind of it opened up the doors to do the work we really wanted to do, which was web design, branding, advertising, marketing, different things like that. So we started building a name for ourselves. And then after I graduated college, I said, you know what, I don't want to get a job, because if I do, I'm going to be miserable. I was going to be depressed. And so I knew that I didn't want to have a job. So I was going to try my best to really make this work. So as soon as I got out of college, we started doing that. About a few months in, we ended up partnering with a few other friends of mine at the time who were software engineers. So we ended up providing more services in that creative service. Fast forward to 2015, 2016, I called up a local MedSpa And they had just bought the cool sculpting machine. At the time, I had no idea what the cool sculpting machine was. But they asked me, hey, Luis, well, can you help us promote it? They bought into this idea that if they bought it, they would make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
But nothing could be further than the truth, right? And so they asked us what we could do. On an average basis, they would get about 7 inquiries on a weekly basis. In 7 days, we turned on a campaign. In 7 days, we got them 126 leads.
Wow.
It was insane. It was only a 2-person practice.
That was back in 2016.
Yeah,
right?
back in 2016. They had no idea. They had no idea what was coming to them. They obviously were ill prepared to handle so many inquiries. But they still made a really good return investment. We published those results online. Fast forward 6 months later, we were working with like 20 to 30 cool scoping practices across the nation. People were just calling us up, asking us if we could do the same thing for them. So then, fast forward, I want to say 2017. I said, you know what? I want to create a business that solely focuses on working with MedSpas and really helping them promote this business, right? And so
before you get to that though, did it happen to you? Because I think this kind of happened to me when I started also like my own journey, also like with graphic design and kind of helping other like small businesses, sometimes like solopreneurs as well, to develop like their logos, their branding, all of that stuff. But it just kind of happened like in my journey, I guess more organically, that I liked the design of it because I like pretty things. Yeah. But at the same time, it was like helping them grow their business in a different way, like giving them not only those design aspects that you might need, like that comes along with branding, but also like helping them see how those branding elements, at the time it was for me just branding, so those branding elements, how it helped them develop this new business and actually giving them more like more business and helping them grow.
Yeah, I would say 100%. I think for me, more than just, I really love design, right? But I always knew that design wasn't really my thing. Like I kind of fell into that, to be honest. There
weren't that many options.
Yeah, back in college we didn't have any options. I initially went in to study web design and development, but they didn't really have a career path for that. The career path was graphic design. Fortunately, I ended up really liking it, and I kind of fell in love with it. But I always knew, like, I'm not a great artist or anything of the sort, but I always knew. You have
a great eye.
I have a good eye. It's trained, right? Yes. But at the same time, I feel that like my family's actually very artistic too, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh, that's true.
But I always knew that I wasn't going to be the best designer out there, but I always knew that I could direct and help, maybe direct other people to do great design, so that at the end of the day we could, what my big passion is helping people grow their business. Like I said, like I'm an entrepreneur for a reason. Like I love the early stages of building a business. Like there's nothing that's more exciting that that idea of like not knowing what's going to happen and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, like it's just super fun.
No, and then seeing the results.
It is amazing. Yeah. Nothing could be more fulfilling. So that is my passion, helping people grow their business. So then
even now, like whenever I have friends that are starting a business or something, and then they come and start kind of talking to us, we like go nonstop. Geek out, Oh yeah, we geek out. We're like, oh, have you done this? Have you checked this out? What about this? Like from branding and design elements all the way to like Facebook and Google ads and everything in between.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, and so yes, like right. It was always something that was there. Looking at the bigger picture. How can design influence growing your business? Yeah. The same thing for you, right? I remember you telling me stories when you were a little kid and you always wanted to have your own business.
My business.
Stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I don't come from an entrepreneurial family per se, but I feel like my parents, they've always been really, really hardworking, huge work ethics, which I totally get from them. Mm-hmm. But I remember like my parents did kind of start a business for a little while there. My dad was let go of his job. I was probably like in 7th grade, around there. It didn't last that long because the economy in Mexico was pretty bad at the time, but it was something that they always kind of said, like in the back of my mind. I do remember them saying like, oh, you should like why work for somebody else if you could like create your own job?
Yeah.
So for me, I guess it didn't click, like you said, like it didn't click that I would become that one day, but it was just like I always wanted to, I don't know, you know, like when you're a kid, you kind of go through those early stages of, oh, I want to be like a policeman or a fireman or whatever, right? But to me, it was like, oh, I wanted to be a hairstylist, but not just a hairstylist. I wanted to have my own like salon. And then it went to like, I want to have my own coffee shop, and I want to have my own fashion line, and I always wanted to have my own business, and it just didn't like click on me until like later and until I met this guy that I was like, yes.
Yes, you were born for this.
Yes.
So really interesting stuff. So then tell me how you went from like also studying design back in college, I mean, and then
well, yeah. So after college, I got this job here locally for a guy that had different businesses, and the job was going to be like I would create designs for whatever is it that they needed. Like at the time, it was a lot of printed materials as well. But with that, I would also handle their social media accounts, which it was still like pretty in the early stages. Like there were no like fan pages, there was no Facebook business. Like it was still like very organic and stuff. But I really liked it, so I would create designs for the social media platforms and stuff like that. And little by little, like Facebook ads started coming out. So I was like, hey, do you want to like, you know, put a $5 into this that could potentially have a lot of like outcome, and back in the day $5 would go a really long way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's kind of how it started, and I'm not as marketing savvy as you are. Like I've been learning a lot more.
Well, I would say actually I'm more advertising savvy, but you're more marketing.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, 100%. So it kind of just started that way, and well, those businesses that this guy had locally, he kind of ended up moving elsewhere, like northern Texas, and it was just around the same time where like you and I kind of started pushing this forward. So it was just like the next step for me to leave that job and start Everable.
Yeah, initially when we first, I always wanted to have a business with, my life partner. And so that was always like a thing that I always fantasized about, and to actually have it come to fruition is super amazing. I think 6 months in, I mean, we started the business together, and you were kind of helping me, but you were still working at this other place. Yeah. And then I think 6 months in, the start of the year 2018, I think? 2017. Oh, okay.
It was summer of 2017 when we started Everable.
Yes,
and the beginning of 2018.
So at the beginning of 2018 when I said, you know what, let's why don't you just stop working over there?
Yeah. For me, it was like a side hustle, like Everable, because you had just quit the other agency, so we were still kind of like living with my salary, and kind of that was what was pushing Everable. So I was still like I was full-time there, but I was part-time with Everable, and it just got to the point where it was like, you know what, this is like really working, and we need to put like 100% into this business. Like if we want it to work, I'm just gonna like full acid, Do not half-ass anything, just full on acid.
Hilarious.
Ron Swanson.
No, but even before that, I mean, you had multiple side hustles. I mean, you also had like your photography business, you had your design hustle as well, aside from working with this other company.
I had an Etsy shop.
You have an Etsy shop too. Like, I mean, so you were doing a bunch of things. And one of the things that really excels at is like operations. Like even in her photography studio, like she had.
I was a
like
solopreneur. I had to. I mean, I love it, but I had to, like, being a solopreneur, having a full-time job, and I was what I like to call like a multi-passionate. Like I liked so many little things that I had to make it easier on myself, and I had a lot of also like pretty bad client experiences. So because of my fault, I honestly I would say 100% my fault. I did not set expectations right. I did not go through my like operations right. So, and I wanted to give a great experience, like. For people, whenever they came to me for their photography, I might not have been the best photographer in the world, but the experience that they had was going to be like unique. It was going to be just for them. It was going to be this whole like event. Like they were paying for like everything. Like you had the 2 hours event for you, and it was gonna be amazing. So that's something that I brought into our business as well. Also like that customer journey, or that like whole experience that had to go along with it, and I loved every aspect of it. And I think it was you who told me, like I had this like software, and I was working on my progress and like my workflow. So like I had this software that I would automatically like send out emails and like questionnaires and like everything, so it would be easier on me. And I was like super happy doing it, and I think I was showing you, and you were like, you really like this stuff, right? Like even more so than actually going and take photographs. And I was like, I do a lot.
I mean, obviously, we still really like the photography and stuff like that.
For sure.
But this is like fulfilling in so many other
ways. Something that you wouldn't really find fulfilling. Like who likes creating processes? This girl.
It's awesome, guys.
So it just like worked for us. Like using our strengths and just combining that into Everable, it just worked really well. Better than I would have like hoped for. Yeah,
it was amazing actually. So that was really cool. So we were super fortunate that things worked out that way. And then ever since then, we've just been, focusing on Everable. We've been trying to grow the business as much as we can. We weren't really, one of the things that we try to focus on is, obviously the quality of service that we're providing our clients. And so we weren't really focused on growing super, super fast. We wanted to make sure that the service we're providing was top notch. We're not a high volume based focused business. We're more on quality versus quantity, right? And
I think that's one of the things that we kind of learned early on in the business. Like we wanted to give, like, again, a personalized experience. And at the end of the day, like this wasn't just like something to create just a bunch of leads, giving it to our client, and for them to be, and for us to just like forget it, like give it and forget it. Like we knew that our passion was in helping people grow their business, and that included an array of services and a whole process.
A whole process involved, and it really takes working with the client very closely. And a lot of the times, if you're managing a multitude of clients, then it's really hard to actually give them the time that they actually need to get those results. Because a lot of times, people will come to us and they'll say, well, my problems is that I don't have enough leads. Well, honestly, everyone, like it's actually very rare that is the problem itself, and that is just like the essence of having a business, right? What all businesses is solving problems, and so problems that you don't even know are actually there yet, a lot of the times. And so our goal we're trying to do is help you identify what those problems are, and then try our best to help you implement solutions so you can solve those problems.
Right. Because it was kind of like that first MedSpa here that you got so like amazing results. Like they thought they didn't have enough leads, which could have been like the initial problem. But once they did not have the capacity or the process, the staff to actually handle all those leads. So before you tell yourself like, oh, I need more leads, like that's what I need to make sure my business, like to solve this problem in my business, you also have to think of all the other stages.
And that's the thing too. Business. It's like in any business, as you start to solve one problem, you're going to start to realize that you now have another problem. And so that's exactly what happened with this MedSpa. They solved that one problem. Now they realize that they have another problem they need to solve. And so that's what we say, business is just a big math equation. You're trying to really look at all the variables and identify where the problems are, and then just tweak them, implement the solution.
Sometimes just a little tweak here and there.
A little tweak here and there. And then once you know it, it's like it's working and it's profitable and, things are going great, right?
That's us starting to geek out about it.
But, as you can tell, we're super passionate about it, and that's really been like our thing. And so
have you like fallen in love with the MedSpa space?
Oh gosh, I mean, I would say I've really been able to fall in love with the result that we've been able to get, MedSpas, and at the end of the day, it's really, working with the owner, right? And really helping them change their lives. I mean, I want to say for the better part of my decade in entrepreneurship, it wasn't, the best experience ever, you know. Like, you know, I want to say for the majority of the decade, I wouldn't say that I was fairly, very successful. I mean, obviously in my other businesses, we did have some really great triumphs, and there was all this other stuff, but there was all these challenges that we faced, just like any business faces, guys. And so, my point of that is that as part of that is you're learning all of these things and being fairly young, like you're learning how to do sales, you're learning how to do marketing, you're learning what works and what doesn't, and really being able to bring that to what, to Everable now and to even to our clients has been such a really, really great experience. And so that's something that like always gets me like super excited. Right. And so I really like work. And so that being said, like I really am passionate about helping the business owner improve their life, because their business is their baby. And when it's not really working out, it's like the worst thing in the world. And so, like I said, like I've been there where the business is not working out and trying to really give it your all to kind of push it ahead. Right. And so, that when we can really help our client get that result where now they say, you know what, now I'm not, I feel more secure. I don't feel as stressed. I can actually sleep at night because I don't have to worry about these loans. Or, I actually feel like I'm having fun again in my business. Yes. We've had our clients tell us that. Yeah. And so being able to change their lives. And then as a result of that, they change more lives, because obviously we know that, the way you present yourself in the world, has a lot to do with like your actual physical appearance, right? And so as a med spa, you guys are helping people, feel better about themselves every single day. Get their confidence back. And so if we're able to help the business owner, they're able to help a multitude of people just live better life. Yeah. So that's kind of been what's been very what I found fulfilling. Yeah.
Nice. So you can answer this question that I had, but what are some of like the lessons that you've learned, like maybe not only in Everable, but throughout like your entrepreneurship journey that you're like more aware of, and now that we can actually implement into Everable?
Well, I mean, I definitely would say even just like the actual system that we implement for our clients today was something that was not available, just a few years ago. Like, and that's why I became very passionate about the service that we provide here at Everable, because, in the past, like when I had partnered up with all these other people before we had this other business, I became like the chief marketing officer. And so coming from design into marketing, honestly, I had no idea what was going on with marketing, but I had to kind of figure out marketing, figure out sales. And so at the time, it was always like marketing was like this thing that was always like eluding us, right? They always said, oh, well, you got to be posting on social media. Oh, you got to be doing SEO, and you got to wait three, you got to wait 3, you got to do right blog posts, and then all like the things. Yeah, all the things. And you have to wait 3 to 6 months so that you can actually start seeing a result. And that was always a thing that was like, well, what? Like, it was so intangible. And I obviously, as a business owner, I hated that. I hated the fact that I couldn't see like real results of what
if that blog post was actually making any money.
And so it wasn't until around 2015, 2016 where we actually discovered a system that said, you know what, this is a marketing and advertising platform that actually is taking a proactive approach and is helping us get results tomorrow, or a week from now, not 3-6 months from now. And so that was really the main thing that kind of, I guess, that I've really loved and that I've really kind of, tried to bring on to what we have here today and really helping people grow their business. It is a proactive way to grow your business. Yeah. And so that's why I really love it.
So it feels amazing when you turn on a campaign and start getting like leads.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Not just leads, guys. Not just leads. Appointments, consults, money through the door. It is a great feeling when that client texts us and says, you know what? I just scheduled all these appointments. We just closed all these people and we just made X amount of money. Like, it's been amazing, And then when the client tells us, well, you know what? With that money, I actually paid off this loan that I had been trouble paying off,
or bought a new machine.
I bought a new machine. Yeah. Like all that stuff. And so it's been, and then when they get confirmation from their, practice development managers and stuff like that, it's super, super cool. So
yeah. I love that. Oh my gosh. So, how do you feel like looking back?
Oh gosh. I guess grateful and just because obviously there's a lot of kind of hard times and stuff like that, but a lot of learning opportunities as well. And so it's just, I feel super blessed and just grateful to be here. The clients that we do have, with the staff that we have. Mm-hmm. Now we're actually, so we started Beely and myself.
Yeah.
And now we have 8 people working with us. And so it's been really, really great. So I'm just grateful for our clients, for our staff, for all the lessons learned and, for you, obviously, and just everything we've been able to build, you know. So that's been the biggest thing.
Yeah. Me, same. I mean, honestly, I've loved, one of the things that I wasn't sure, like, not that I wasn't sure, but I wasn't expecting is to love, like you said, the people behind it and how our business can actually help so many people and in consequence so many other people. So exactly what you said, like us being able to help a business owner spend maybe more time with their family because they're not as stressed out in their business, and in consequence our clients helping other people. And for us, like in also the social media aspect of it, I can see a little bit more of those results where like we get the before and afters, or people messaging like, oh my god, I love that hydrofacial, or my results in co-sculpting or whatever. And it just like, it's just a consequence of what we do.
For sure.
And then now, like you said, like having our staff as well and being able to also help their lives in that way. Like I wasn't expecting that to be so... Like I wasn't expecting that to happen. I've always, like I said, been a solopreneur, so I hadn't had that effect on other people, and it's just so rewarding. So looking back and like seeing our entire journey and how we've learned so much, and being now here, like helping Everable through Everable, so many things.
I would say, that's amazing. And then also like the podcast, I mean, we were looking at our stats last week and we saw that we are almost at 8,000, right? 8,000 downloads. So thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Honestly, when we started this, we had no idea that people would even listen to us. And we're like, why would they want to listen to us? Like, and that's always like the imposter syndrome kind of sinking in there a lot of the times and stuff like that. But honestly, I want to thank you so much for listening, for supporting us, and commenting and joining the Facebook group and doing everything that you do.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and I don't know if this is a good time to bring this up or not, but we actually have kind of as a way to kind of say thank you, is that we actually have we're going to have a little giveaway going on. Oh, yeah. And so, should we mention that now or should we wait?
Let's just wait till the end of the episode.
Okay,
but it's almost done.
Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Yes. So actually, that brings me to the podcast. Because like you said, like thank you, thank you so much to everybody listening, and it's kind of helped us know exactly like what other topics to bring into here, everything we've learned so far. I love also that we can have a great community within our clients, and we've learned from each other so much.
For sure.
So bringing that to you guys. But do you have a favorite episode?
Oh gosh, I mean, I feel like we've done a few episodes that I think have been pretty good. When Cassie was on and she did the Anatomy of a Consult, that one was really good. When we did the three things or the 3 steps, something like that, to have a 7-figure MedSpa, I think that was really good. Where can I talk about our marketing system? Where I actually broke it down and I showed you guys how we were doing reactivation, like patient database reactivation campaigns. We did that whole video. Clients are getting results just from following that process, guys, and they're not even our clients. So you just listen to that and they do it, and it's awesome. And then also we did the latest one we did about the events and stuff like that. That one got me pretty pumped up, and so I hope people got a lot of value out of that. That one was fun.
That was one of my favorites as well.
Yeah. You? What about?
I don't know. I have so many that I would like re-listen. I was actually listening to some earlier because I was trying to do some other blog posts for ourselves, and I was like, oh, this was so good. So definitely like the how to get revenue from one text message is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I really like the one with Cassie as well. The one we actually did with her when we went to visit.
Oh, yeah.
The excuses that patients give to not close. That was a good one. And I was back scenes in that one as well. So that was cool. And I love the events one.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
Yes. I also love the one that's coming after this.
We haven't done it yet, but she loves it.
Yes. Well, you need a plan.
Awesome.
But yes. So what's next for the podcast? What do you have?
Ooh. Well, we're just going to try to keep pushing out as much content as we can. Like, honestly, we would love to hear more from you guys. What are some of the things that you all going to struggle with, and see how we can create more content and help you guys. But we're going to really just be pushing out a lot more content of what you've been, hearing. We're going to try to get more people on here as well. Keep doing some more interviews. So we have some people lined up that I think are going to bring on a lot of value to you guys,
and it's also an open invitation if you would want to be part of the podcast. If there's something where your secret sauce, and you want to share it with other people, like, please reach out to us and let us know so we can get that going.
And I think on top of that too, I feel like a lot of the content we've been trying to do more recently for you guys has been more tactical content, so not just high level views and giving you guys ideas, but actually, breaking it down and helping you guys see, okay, well, it was great, talking about how advertising can help me grow my business, but how, So
I want to do it.
So then, we'll try to break down as many things as we can for you guys, so we can really give you actionable information that you can take back with you all and help you grow your business. So stay tuned.
Actually implement them right there and then. Yeah. Well, that was awesome. I really liked it.
Yeah, me too.
I hope you guys did too. Yeah. If you have any other questions or comments, let us know. And now,
so the giveaway, guys. So we're actually going to be doing a big giveaway in honor of our 1-year anniversary, and it's related to Patient Gem, guys. So we're actually going to do a giveaway. We want you guys to enter. And what we're going to be giving out is 3 licenses for 3 months, guys, for free of Patient Gem. So you'll be able to actually use Patient Gem for free. We'll help you set it up. We'll talk to you guys about best practices and really kind of use it so you guys can actually help you grow your business. So what we would like for you to do is...
Here's how to win.
Here's how to win, right? So one, if you can just go to iTunes and leave us a review, guys. So leave us a review. And then you're gonna need to go to the link that's gonna be here on this video or wherever you're watching this. There will be a link on here. Go to the website and just fill out that survey, and then just enter your information. And that's how we're gonna be able to make sure that you guys.
So we can reach out. So
we can reach out to you guys. So make sure to do both of those things. Number 1, go leave us a review on iTunes. And number 2, go to the link below and actually fill out the survey and enter your information so that if you do win, we can actually reach out to you guys and we can get you all set up. Now, when are we going to announce the winner?
Ooh. What do you think?
So we're going to give you guys a month so that you can go and actually do this. And so we're going to be announcing it in the next 4 episodes. And so
we'll keep reminding you in the next 4 episodes, and we'll probably give the winner in our first episode of November.
Yes. All right, guys. So stay tuned and then go ahead and do that. So again, go and leave us a review on iTunes. And number 2 is go ahead and go to the link on this episode, fill out the survey, and you leave us your information so that we can reach out to you.
Yes.
All right. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed this episode and you got to know a little bit more about us and our story. If you have any questions, you have anything you want to learn more about, please let us know. Check us out on our Facebook group. There's a link on this episode as well, because we want to build this community even more, guys. This group is of other MedSpa owners just like you, dealing with the day-to-day, right? Trying to figure out how they can grow their business and take it to the next level. So please join us on our Facebook group, and we'll catch you guys on our next episode.
Bye.